Check out my brand new sample and preset pack, Nitric Performance Enhancing Drums, by using the links below. Okay guys, Nitric Performance Enhancing Drums is finally out. And then I have a list of some things here that I want to go over. So first thing is going to be that it's actually available, because a lot of you have been asking about it in the comments for quite some time, because the way that I created it was through the process of me actually using it from the past 4 months of videos. Because that's what the last 4 months of me making songs from scratch, that's what those videos really were. Me using Nitric just to see if it really works. I'm gonna go over a little bit more in depth of how I made it in just a little bit. It's not gonna be a long video as well, so it won't be too long, but the first thing I do want to talk about is what's actually inside of it. And I was very particular about how I organized the folders, because I wanted things to be organized in a way that's quick to use, but it's also not confusing, where there's like 97 kicks, like kick 85. When you have samples like that, where it's like clap 57, I feel like you're trying to find like a needle in a haystack. Now I know a lot of people do that, but a lot of other packs in the past, even packs that I've made in the past, I'm guilty of it as well. I just feel like you should give the samples some type of characteristic, if that makes sense. So at the moment of recording this, I'm not sure how many samples are in there exactly. I'll put it on the screen right now, but there was at least like 1,400 at the very least when I was making it before. I saw 1,400 at one point. So we got drum one shots in there, and these are all types of drum one shots, as you can imagine. These are organized by folder, of course, so kick, snare, clap. And then they're also, if there's a lot in a certain folder, so if there's a lot of kicks, I've organized them by style. So, and the same thing for the snares, claps, and percussions and things like that. And then as the name suggests, it just says performance enhancing drums. There's also a ton of effects in there as well. Effects shouldn't be like the main thing in your song, but they need to be good enough to where they get the job done. And there are tons of effects in here, a lot of tonal effects as well. So ARP loops, tonal beddings, which I love using. And then we have the guitar loop section, and the guitar loops aren't necessarily chord progressions. There are a couple chord progressions in there. If you have a chord progression of a guitar loop, it's just really limiting because you can't change any of it. The purpose of these guitar loops is to add the guitar element to it, whether it be percussion strums or just the guitar tone, whether it be in a key or a single note. Adding those guitar elements is the best way to add that guitar vibe to your songs, okay? And then on top of that, there are vital presets, and these were simply a byproduct of the songs that I made for it. So I probably made like 50 to 100 songs for this entire pack, and the presets were made from scratch as well. So all the drums are obviously made from scratch, and the presets were made from scratch in those projects as well. I think there's probably around 75 presets, I'm pretty sure. So those are for Vital as well. I don't know if I mentioned that, but those are 75 Vital presets. And the last thing are the kits section. So this is the last thing that I actually put in the pack, but the kits are sounds made up from Nitric, but extracted in a way for you to have a very small pack to work with. Because me personally, I like working with smaller packs because I like having a limited choice. They're either organized by style, genre, or a certain artist, whoever it was made by, and those are extracted from the demo songs and the songs from my past videos. And that leads me to my next point of the actual theme of Nitric. And I didn't want to put like a title behind it, because I felt like can be very limiting. So if I were to call this Future Bass Essentials Volume 1, you think you can only make future bass. But the thing about this was, it started off as a certain genre, and then I started making other music with it, and then I went back. Like it was going all over the place. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna call it Nitric Performance Enhancing Drums. I've made so many different types of music with this from the past 4 to 5 months, and you guys can look for yourself. So if you guys have liked the songs from 4 to 5 months ago, then this pack is gonna be perfect for you. And just take a listen to the demo songs as well. And that's a great way just to get a taste of what the theme of Nitric is. There's a lot of really good songs that I made for this as well that are gonna be coming up in other videos. And I do wanna say that there's no particular free version of this, but I'm gonna be giving away some of the kits in the future for certain videos. So for example, if there's gonna be, for example, a Brooks video, I'm gonna give away the Brooks kit inside of Nitric, so you guys can actually use that. So there are going to be free versions of this, but they're gonna be dropped here and there. Yeah, so just be on the lookout for those. How this was made, the final thing I'm gonna talk about is, it started off as like I said, as being like this different, like almost like a Martin Garrix type of pack. But it evolved so much beyond that. And then what I did was there were 3 months of pretty much me making the sounds, and then 3 months of refining the sounds. So when I was making songs from scratch, I would take a note, whether it be mentally or actually take a note. I would take a note, be like, okay, I need to add maybe some extra drum loops in this type of style, or I'm inspired by this artist and I need to add more loops of those sorts. Because, and this is gonna be the final point of the video, the problem that I've came across in the past was I would just make the demo songs and put the pack out. I wouldn't really put it to use. This was made in a way almost organically where I was the consumer of my own pack. And then with that though, instead of me making the pack, putting it out, and then realizing a month later, like, oh, I need to add more stuff, what I did was I did that 3 months ago. So the last 3 months have just been constant refinements of the entire pack in Nitric. So ladies and gentlemen, Nitric is out. Check it out. The videos in the future, there's going to be less from scratch videos and more, I'm calling them piece by piece videos that are more interesting to watch and not complete from scratch. So be on the lookout for that. So guys, check out Nitric, and I'll talk to you guys later. I don't know if that's a good ending. Is that a good ending? Ladies and gentlemen, Nitric Performance Enhancing Drums is finally out. So oh my god.